Add lighting effects. Add lighting effects. How to add lighting effects. And how to apply the lighting effects filter. How to apply the lighting effects filter. By the way, the lighting effects filter lets you produce myriad lighting effects on RGB images, and you can also use textures from grayscale files and called bump maps to produce 3D-like effects and save your own stylus for use in other images. And note here please, and be careful, the lighting effects, by the way, filter works only on 8-byte RGB images in Photoshop, and you must have a supported video card to use lighting effects. And for more information, you should to see this FAQ. And you have steps here now. Step number 1. You have to choose filter, then choose render, then select lighting effects. Step number 2. From the presets menu at upper left, you have to choose a style. Step number 3. In the preview window, you should select individual lights you want to adjust, and then in the upper half of the properties panel, do any of the following now. Choose a light type like spot or infinite or point from the top menu, and adjust color, intensity, and hotspot size. Step number 4. In the lower half of the properties panel, adjust the entire set of lights with these options. We have many options here now. The first option, Colorize. Colorize is meaning you have to click to change the overall lighting, and exposure is meaning controls, highlight and shadow detail. And gloss is meaning determines how much surfaces reflects light, and metallic is meaning determines which is more reflective, the light or the object on which the light is cast. And what about ambience? Ambience is meaning diffuses the light as if it were combined with other light in a room, such as sunlight or fluorescent light, or choose a value of 100 to use only the light source, or a value of -100 to remove the light source. And what about texture? Texture is meaning that apply a texture channel. And so what about from expert lighting? From expert lighting effects tutorials. From an expert lighting effects tutorials, quickly master the dedicated lighting effects workspace. This tutorial, by the way, from Dan Muhammad, gives you a step-by-step tour. And also see this lighting effects overview video by Matt Kulesowski. And lighting effects, by the way, types. You can choose from several lighting types, and you have many options here now. We have 3 options here now. Point is meaning Chinese light in all directions from directly above the image, like a light bulb. And infinite is meaning Chinese light across an entire plane, like the sun. And the spot is meaning casts an elliptical beam of light, and the line in the preview window defines the light direction and angle, and the handles define the edges of the ellipse. So what about adjust a point light in the preview window? Adjust a point light in the preview window. We have steps. Step number 1. In the properties panel, you should choose point from the top menu firstly. Step number 2. In the preview window, adjust the light, and to move the light, drag anywhere on the canvas, and to change the spread of light, reflecting a light moving closer or further away, and drag the white section of the intensity ring at the center. And by the way, an intensity value of 100 is brightest, and normal lighting is about 50, and negative intensity takes away light, and -100 intensity produces no light. And adjust an infinite light in the preview window. What about adjust an infinite light in the preview window? We have steps. Step number 1. In the properties panel, you should choose infinite from the top menu firstly. Step number 2. Adjust the light. To change direction, drag the handle at the end of the line, and to change brightness. Drag the white section of the intensity ring at the center of the light's controls. And what about adjust a spotlight? In the preview window, we have two steps again. Step number 1. At the top of the properties panel, you should choose a spot. Step number 2. In the preview window, adjust the light. And to move the light, drag within the outer ellipse. And to rotate the light, should drag beyond the outer ellipse. And to change the hotspot angle, you should drag the edge of the interior ellipse. And to extend or shrink the ellipse, you should drag one of the 4 outer handles. And to change how much of the ellipse is filled with light, you should drag the white section of the intensity ring in the center. So what about lighting effects presets? Lighting effects presets. By the way, you can use the presets menu in the lighting effects workspace to choose from 17 light styles, by the way. And you can also create your own presets by adding lights to the default setting. And the lighting effects, by the way, filter requires at least one light source, and only one light can be edited at a time, but all added lights are used to create the effects. And what about 2 o'clock spotlight? 2 o'clock spotlight is meaning that a yellow spotlight of medium 17 intensity with a wide 91 focus. And what about blue omni? Blue omni is meaning a blue overhead omni light of full 85 intensity with no focus. What about circle of light? Circle of light is meaning that 4 spotlights and white has full 100 intensity and a concentrated 8 focus, and yellow has a strong intensity and 88 and a concentrated focus 3, and red has medium 50 intensity and a concentrated 0, and the focus blue has full 100 intensity and a medium 25 focus. So what about crossing? Crossing is meaning that a white spotlight of medium 35 intensity with a wide 69 focus. And what about crossing down? Crossing down is meaning 2 white spotlights of medium 35 intensity with a wide 100 focus. And what's the meaning of default? Default is meaning that a white spotlight of medium intensity 35 with a wide focus 69. And what's the meaning of 5 lights down and 5 lights up? Down and up is meaning 5 white spotlights down or up of full 100 intensity with a wide 60 focus. And what's the meaning of flashlight? Flashlight is meaning that an omni yellow light of medium 46 intensity. And what about floodlight? Floodlight is meaning that a white spotlight of medium 35 intensity with a wide 69 focus. And what's the meaning of parallel? Directional is meaning a directional blue light of full 98 intensity with no focus. And what's the meaning of RGB lights? RGB lights is meaning that red or blue and green lights that produce a light of medium 60 intensity with a wide 96 focus. And what about soft direct lights? Soft direct lights is meaning that 2 unfocused white and blue directional lights, white has a soft 20 intensity and the blue has a medium 67 intensity. And what's the meaning of a soft omni? Soft omni is meaning that a soft omni light of medium 50 intensity. And what about soft spotlight? Soft spotlight is meaning that a white spotlight of full 98 intensity with a wide 100 focus. And what about 3 down? 3 down is meaning 3 white spotlights of soft 35 intensity with a wide 96 focus. And what's the meaning of triple spotlight? Triple spotlight is meaning that 3 spotlights of a slight 35 intensity with a wide 100 focus, by the way. So what about add or delete? Add or delete a light. How to add or delete a light? By the way, in the lighting effects workspace, do one of the following. At upper left, click the lights icon to add point and spot and infinite types and repeat as desired for a maximum of 16 lights. And in the lights panel, at lower right by default, drag a light to the trash icon to delete it. And how to create and save or delete a lighting effects preset. how to create and save or delete a lighting effects preset. By the way, in the lighting effects dialog box, do one of the following. To create a preset, you have to choose custom from the preset menu and then click the lights icon to add point or to add spot and infinite types and repeat as desired for a maximum of 16 lights. And to save a preset, you should click save firstly and name the style and click OK. And the saved presets include all the settings for each light and appear in the style menu whenever you open the image. And finally, to delete a preset, you should choose it and then click delete. How to apply a texture channel. By the way, in the lighting effects workspace, the texture channel lets you control lighting effects using grayscale images and called bump maps. And you add bump maps to the image as alpha channels, by the way, and you can add any grayscale image to your image as an alpha channel, and or create an alpha channel and add texture to it. And for an imposed text effect, you can use a channel with white text on a black background or vice versa. We have steps. Step number 1. If necessary, by the way, you can add an alpha channel to your image and one of the following. To use a texture based on another image, for example, fabric or water. You should convert that image to grayscale, then drag the grayscale channel from that image into the current image. After that, drag an existing alpha channel from another image into the current image. And after that, you can create an alpha channel in your image, by the way, then add texture to it. Step number 2. In the lighting effects workspace, you should choose a channel from the texture menu in the properties dialog box. Then choose either an alpha channel you have added or the image is red or green or blue channel. Step number 3. You should drag the height slider to vary the texture from flat 0 to mountainous 100.